Batman watches over a silent Gotham. Crime is eliminated. In a way, it's what he's always wanted. But this is the silence of fear. His dream perverted into a nightmare by a dictator that rules with an iron fist. And it all began 1 year ago. Clark Kent's eyes pop open. His super hearing alerts him to the greatest sound he has ever heard. 2 heartbeats in one body. When Lois is called away for a story at the docks, he finds Batman and tells him the good news. Batman acts like Batman. Meanwhile, the Joker shows up to the docks, murders Superman's pal, and kidnaps Lois Lane. Superman begins to panic. The Justice League quickly locates the Joker, but something is wrong. Joker is operating on Lois. The room fills with an eerie green gas, and suddenly Doomsday appears. Superman flies him into space, but everything is not as it seems. The Man of Steel is hallucinating, and he's just killed his own wife. Worse than that, her heart was tied to a detonator. Metropolis explodes. In his fury, Superman kills the Joker. Furthermore, he calls for an immediate worldwide ceasefire. The message is clear. Stop, or the Man of Steel will stop you. Superman makes good on his word, blowing up any military hardware that violates the ceasefire. When Mirror Master kidnaps Superman's parents secretly on behalf of the President, most of the Justice League unites behind the Man of Steel. Once Superman's parents are recovered, he pays a visit to the Batcave. It does not go well. Meanwhile, an army from Atlantis, and also the Kraken, don't worry about it, have engaged the Justice League. Superman has all of Atlantis moved into the Sahara Desert. Aquaman pulls his forces back. Over the course of the first year, Superman and Batman have a couple of skirmishes. First in Arkham Asylum, when Batman tries to stop the regime from taking all of the supervillains, and then in the Fortress of Solitude, when Batman's resistance breaks in to steal a super pill that Lex Luthor has created to aid in Superman's regime. Nightwing is killed in a tragic accident, Adam finds his containment suit broken by Wonder Woman, Green Arrow was beaten to death by Superman, and Martian Manhunter was burned alive. Superman's power keeps growing, and Batman's forces continue to dwindle, not to mention Superman released Batman's secret identity to the world and broke his back. We rejoin our story in the Tower of Fate, where Batman is healing from his broken back. Superman searches the planet for Batman, going so far as to confront Commissioner Gordon. The Guardians, creators of the Green Lantern Corps, are concerned with Superman's actions. Ganthet and Guy Gardner are dispatched to Earth to speak with Superman. Back in the US, Congress is about to shut down the government. Superman dispatches the Flash and Jordan to force them into agreement. Sinestro warns Superman the Guardians are coming, but the Man of Steel has yet to fall far enough to trust him, for now. Ganthet confronts Superman. He cannot rule over this planet. Sinestro urges Superman to ask, did the Guardians watch as Krypton fell? Superman's army of super soldiers is ready to be tested, and he's chosen Batman's city. Gordon goes to Oracle and tells his daughter. He's always known who Batman is. He's always known she was a hero. He's played his part, but things have changed. He has cancer. Countless light years away, the Guardians are calling Green Lanterns back from all over the universe. Which side will Hal Jordan choose? Jordan defends Superman before the Guardians, but they've made up their minds. They take Jordan's ring and lock him up as Kilowog takes command of a large squad of Lanterns. Hal Jordan escapes with the help of John Stewart, but the Green Lanterns are defeated by Superman after Luthor releases Sinestro. Gordon assembles a resistance cell of former cops enhanced with super pills. The Guardians take 7 months to assemble a new force to invade Earth. Sinestro has manipulated Superman and his allies into trusting him. Batman and his allies attack the Hall of Justice. Mogo takes out a quarter of the Sinestro Corps, while Black Canary prepares to shoot Superman with a kryptonite bullet. Damian and Flash are captured. Gordon captures Cyborg before succumbing to lung cancer. Sinestro murders John Stewart and blames Guy Gardner, who is killed by Hal Jordan. Black Canary succeeds in taking down Superman, but Sinestro sends him a yellow lantern ring. He seemingly kills her. Ganthet tries to take out Superman, but he pushes him and Mogo into the sun. In another universe, Diana wakes up. Dr. Fate has brought her to a universe where Oliver lived, but she died. Is this really the end of Batman's resistance? Superman has a few weaknesses, but one of them is magic. Both Wonder Woman and Raven are temporarily off the board thanks to Dr. Occult. Superman is even more vulnerable to magic than usual, but there is one problem. Some powerful force is protecting Superman. John Constantine stands over a home destroyed in the Green Lantern battle. There was one survivor, Rose Constantine. John drops his daughter off at the Tower of Fate and asks to speak to the world's greatest detective, Detective Chimp. Next, he makes a visit to Hell itself and tells Trigon, who owns a piece of John's soul, an outright lie. Whatever removed Raven from the battle was working for Superman. The Flash, Cyborg, Robin, and Raven are all MIA. Superman discusses the situation with Jordan and Sinestro. Batman, his forces, and all the magic users willing to help are meeting in the home of Jason Blood when Harvey Bullock decides to leave. This is too crazy for him. Opening the door door, however, is the last thing Harvey ever did. The door explodes, killing him and Jason Blood instantly. Spectre is here, and he's with Superman. A fascist Superman controls the world. Batman confronts the Spectre. Zatanna transports everyone to the Tower of Fate. Batman and Constantine go to Madame Xanadu to find a way to bring Spectre down. It doesn't go well, but she gives them some info. Constantine sets a trap using Raven as bait. Ragman tries to take Superman's soul and is killed. Etrigan attacks Superman with Hellfire. The demon switches places with Batman, who puts Superman to sleep. He dreams of a better world. Wonder Woman, on the other hand, is just waking up. She and Ares wake Superman. Spectre brings word that Superman's allies are being held in the Tower of Fate. All hell is about to break loose, literally. Constantine calls for Trigon, who thinks Superman has his daughter. Spectre is revealed to be Mr. Mizapitalik and begins to battle Trigon. The fight gets transported to the House of Mystery. Wonder Woman murders Huntress and then cries out, "I didn't mean to." Everyone sets aside their differences to defend reality from celestial magic. John releases Flash, who moves everyone inside but puts them in separate houses. Raven wakes up as Dr. Fate and Billy Batson transport her father and the Imp into the Void, but this battle is far from over. A crazed, despotic Superman has taken control of Earth. After 3 long years, few are left to stand against him. Meanwhile, in Batman's bunker under the Pacific lead mines, the resistance has been whittled away to a small handful of people hiding. Desperate times call for desperate measures, though, and the God of War is all too happy to use that desperation to make a deal with the Dark Knight. Catwoman, tired of waiting, decides to leave. Montoya, on the other hand, has taken to heavy drinking. She hides in the jet with Catwoman, takes a handful of super pills, and calls out Superman. Her heart gives out in the fight. In a shocking turn of events, Batman shows up and Superman allows him to take Montoya's body and leave so long as he says that it's over. Batman says the words. Aquaman again refuses to get involved. Oracle undergoes a risky procedure from Luthor to get back in the fight. Hippolyta is compelled to send the army of the Amazons against Superman and her daughter. Batman and his allies show up with them. Clearly, it's not over. The gods of Olympus have given Superman an ultimatum: leave Earth or suffer their wrath. Wonder Woman, finding herself on Superman's side against her own people, invokes trial by combat. On behalf of the gods, Batman chooses Wonder Woman. After some intense melee, Wonder Woman is about to deliver a decisive blow when a clueless Sinestro interferes to save Superman. Shazam really messes up the children of the gods, so Zeus takes his power. Harley is zapped by lightning and killed. With their advantage gone, the regime seemingly yields. Back on Themyscira, a giant tidal wave suddenly appears. Poseidon has entered the war on Superman's side. Down in the underworld, Hippolyta, Billy Batson, and Harley Quinn escape, but Ares appears to stop them. Billy steals a mother box from Ares, and it transports them to Apocalypse. Zeus shows up to stop Poseidon. Batman tells Superman about the mother box. He flies to Apocalypse. Ares is working with Darkseid. Everyone has been played. Harley and company use the mother box to get back to Earth. Batman uses it to seek help from the new gods. Highfather of the new gods convinces Zeus to stand down and gives Billy back his powers. It's been more than 4 years since Superman took over the world. Batman and his allies have once again been driven underground, but Plastic Man has released all the supervillains while rescuing his son, and 2 things are coming that not even Superman is aware of: Doomsday and Bizarro. The regime is working overtime, rounding up escaped prisoners. Meanwhile, Batman has found some villains he's willing to work with: the Rogues. With his newfound viciousness, Superman knocks out Doomsday after a short battle when Bane shows up and offers his services finding Batman. Lex Luthor works for Superman, but is secretly helping Batman and the Resistance, what's left of it. He made a clone of the Man of Steel, but recently the clone escaped the lab. Bane has teamed up with some villains and is turning the criminal world upside down looking for Batman, and now they have the perfect bait: Catwoman. An all-out battle breaks out between Bane and his allies and the Resistance. That's when Superman and Wonder Woman show up demanding to see Catwoman. Meanwhile, Batwoman has snuck into Bane's hideout to rescue her to find Killer Croc. What does Superman want with Catwoman? Superman took the world 5 years ago. Bane, Frost, and Croc have provoked Batman and his allies into a public fight in front of Wayne Manor. After Bane fights a decoy Batman, Superman and his allies show up. Batman is taking the fight to the streets. Batman starts blowing up buildings after emptying them. He is Batman. Bizarro kills 2 of the Rogues. Catwoman finally walks away. A civilian resistance movement is formed. Superman murders over 200 of them. Bizarro and Doomsday are fighting it out when Superman arrives, confusing the newly brainwashed Doomsday. After some confusion, Doomsday kills Bizarro. Superman sends Zsasz to murder Alfred. Batman kicks Superman's ass, but the Justice League shows up. Flash saves him. Batman has one last plan: a kryptonite weapon. The catch is that it takes the whole Justice League to unlock it. Lex suggests they use an alternate Justice League. In a parallel world, villains and heroes are facing off. Superman raids Batman's hideout. The alternate heroes get pulled through to this timeline, causing everyone to be scattered. And that catches us up to the games. Click subscribe, ring that bell, share it on Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit, rate the video up or down so I know how I did, and thank you to Lauren, Alexandra, Sleepy Hollow, Josh Gallagher, and these nerds on screen. Please be kind to each other. I'm Jay Parks.